Introducing On the Horizon, a podcast by Horizon Resources Cooperative, supporting farmers and ranchers across northwest North Dakota and northeast Montana. Join host Levi Hall as he engages with agronomy experts, grain traders, and community leaders, sharing insights to help you make confident, informed decisions for your operations. From market trends to practical advice, we bring you the conversations that matter.
Horizon Resources, solutions for your success.
Welcome back to another episode of On the Horizon. This week, we have our interns for 2025, Amelia Petke from the Williston Grain Office and Sean Branham from our Williston Agronomy Office. We've really enjoyed having these two in our offices. We hope that they've enjoyed it just about as much as we have. And we've learned a lot from them and hope they've learned a lot from us as well. If you have anybody in your household or know anybody that's interested in this internship for 2026, we have those internships posted in the fall for the upcoming summer. So think about them, encourage them to apply. You have to be 18 years old, but we love having these youth in our offices. We love sharing our knowledge. It's one of the most rewarding things that we do here at Horizon Resources. So have them look us up. Would love to have them in our offices. Enjoy the show.
Your engine needs premium diesel fuel that works as hard as you do. Cenex premium diesel fuels are precisely formulated for maximum filterability and biostability to keep contaminants from damaging filters, pumps, and injectors, so your engine runs cleaner, stronger, and longer. Cenex Roadmaster XL, Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster. Better fuels for better performance, period.
Welcome back to another episode of On the Horizon. This week, we have our agronomy intern for the summer, Sean Branham, in. Sean, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Really excited to have you here. Why don't you give a little bit of your background? I've gotten to know you in my 5 years here, but give a little bit of your background to our listeners.
Okay, so a little bit of background. When I was young, we moved here from Fargo Moorhead. Growing up, I've always been involved in ag somehow, growing, doing sheep and 4-H, and then progressing to steers and helping my dad with cows. And then I worked on a farm throughout the summers in high school. And then I always knew I wanted to do something with agriculture, and I kind of took an interest in agronomy. So I decided to go to Wahpeton at NDSCS, and I'm getting a precision agronomy degree there. I found out about this internship, I guess, through Facebook, and then one of our advisors, they mentioned it in one of our classes in Wahpeton. So I got a hold of Austin, and he kind of told me what I'd be doing, and I really liked that I wouldn't be stuck in a sprayer or a truck all summer. Like a lot of my classmates, that's what they're doing for their internships, but what I've been doing is I've been in the office. I've been working with farmers, and that's what I want to do. That's what I wanted to do and get out of an internship. So, yeah, I've been having a good experience so far.
One of the big pushes that we've had as we've formed this program has been to gain real world experience. And that has been something that we've really pushed. So I'm really happy to hear that that's what you found this internship to be. This is really what a peek in the door. Because if you would have come out and you did this internship this summer and you said, man, I hated this, then you knew that you didn't want to be an agronomist.
Yep.
And so it's a win-win because we get to work with you. You get to work with our staff, especially in that Williston office. You've got Audrey Kalile, you've got Sarah Erickson, Austin, John, all right there to be able to help guide you and answer your questions. So what were some of your favorite things you got to do?
I'd say my favorite things I got to do is, number one, I just love working with people and the farmers. It's really fun for me. So that's my favorite thing so far this summer. And then it's nice to get out of the office and go scouting with Sarah and Audrey, when it gets long in the office and you just want to get out. I really learned a lot, and my weed identification skills have definitely improved from before. Just because of how much we scout. Yeah, I didn't know that Horizon, they rode through a lot of fields and really Yeah. And then I like learning the fertilizer math. I think that's really interesting for me. Like learning, what farmers put down and their goals for their yields and all that. John and Austin really taught me that.
One of the things that I always enjoyed when I was an intern was working in the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get especially on a nice spring morning, you get the
Mhm.
doors open
Yeah.
and it's fun to see the farmers roll in and drive in the forklift
Yep.
around the warehouse.
Yeah.
That's a great experience. And the thing that I really took from that when I was an intern in agronomy was, I learned, okay, this chemical's going out now. I suddenly started seeing
Mhm.
this one. You go in and you ask the agronomist, why are we moving product
Yep.
X? Why are we moving product Y?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's this season. That's what we're doing here.
Yep.
This is what that farmer's seeing.
Yep. That's exactly what I do too. 'Cause I do work in the warehouse quite a bit and then see chemicals that go out, and then I go research the label and I learn about it. And yeah, and then I ask all the agronomists in the office about it. And yeah, that's how I've definitely been learning about these chemicals and formulations and adjuvants too. Yeah. Yep.
So if you had to, if someone asked you, would you recommend this internship? What would you say?
I would definitely recommend this internship, especially if you're someone that doesn't want to be stuck in a floater or a sprayer and driving truck for a agronomy company. Horizon, they want you in the office. They want you actually getting like real world experience of what an agronomist would do. So I'm very happy that I chose to be here this summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy that you chose to be here too, Sean. Really appreciate you being out here this summer. And yeah, so what are your plans now? Are you going back to Wapaton? Are you doing 4-year school? What's your plan?
My plan for now, I'm gonna for sure finish Wapaton this year, and I'm still deciding about the 4-year. I'm kind of leaning towards not doing it and just starting work right away, but I guess I'm just gonna take a little bit of time to think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a challenging decision for me.
Yeah.
I think about it every day. Yeah.
Well, right on. Well, hopefully we get to see you back here as either an intern or a full-time employee
Yeah.
someday. We've really enjoyed having you. You've been a great addition to the team, and yeah, we wish you all the best of luck back at Wapaton this coming year.
Thank you.
Amelia, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, why don't you go ahead and give a little bit of a background on yourself for anybody that hasn't met you yet?
Yeah. So I grew up in Wisconsin, come from a very small town, grew up planting corn and soybeans on a cash cropping farm. I went to the University of Minnesota Duluth right out of high school for 2 years to study business analytics. Kind of fell out of love with it and transferred to NDSU for a degree in agricultural business. Kind of wanted to get back into my roots and go back into farming, but I don't wanna move back to Wisconsin to be on the family business, so just kinda ended out here in Williston, saw the job opportunity and thought it'd be fun, so I took a chance.
Absolutely. Well, we've appreciated having you out here this year. Would love to hear a little bit about your experience and some of the things you did on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so first couple weeks was a lot of a learning curve. Never was around canola or spring wheat or durum. So that was definitely a learning curve, how to grain grading, dumping trucks, all that kind of stuff. Was making some phone calls to farmers, talking about the market, trying to see what they want to sell to us, and what they would like to see from the markets as for price. And then kind of helped with feed customers and learned all the computer side of everything. Then I loaded my first Durham car, which was a lot of fun, sitting up taking samples in a hot room. That was definitely an experience to see the trucks come in full of Durham to getting it loaded on the train. Um, Long days with the Durham trains, but it's all been good. I really like the company. I like Horizon. Everybody's super welcoming and nice. First thing I noticed was how welcoming the community and the people are that work at Horizon and how opening everybody was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this has been a very quick to welcome community. Not just the employees, but the members are also real passionate about Horizon Resources, which is really nice to see. And it's what makes it a successful cooperative.
Mhm.
Without that, it's not. It's a lot more difficult to reach a successful.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah. Tell me some of your favorite moments from the summer so far.
I gotta say our two South Africans, Cobus and Mike, they've put a smile on my face numerous times. Same thing with Ethan and Cole, Diana and Sandy. They're all a very fun bunch of group. Every Monday morning I walk in, "Oh, Amelia, how was your weekend?" And I tell them all about my weekend. It's hard to pick out some special moments. It's been so much fun here. Every day I come in with a smile. I try to leave with a smile, and if I don't look happy, they're always asking me what's going on, what's wrong. So it's really hard to pick out a special moment, but every day is definitely something different, and I always tend to leave work happy.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear. So would you recommend this internship to others?
Oh yeah, 100%. It was a great experience, getting to meet all the farmers, getting to see the different aspects of it, especially if you wanna stay on the family farm. It's nice to know how where the grain goes after you dump it at the elevator. So you get to see, where it goes on the railroad, and then where we're billing it to, where is it going? So, like, our canola usually goes to West Fargo, Cargill, and so that's really cool to see, okay, we're loading all these single car canola cars, and now it's getting shipped off to Warden, West Fargo, the Durham trains. Sometimes those big Durham trains, they get split up, so it's cool to see the middle aspect of it, not so much the end, not so much the beginning, but the middle aspect from when the farmer dumps it, getting buying the grain, and then we're selling it again, trying to make a profit and shipping it off.
I've always said that if I had a family farm and I had a son or daughter that wanted to come back to the farm, I would really encourage them to go to at least an internship at a grain elevator, or get a full-time job at an elevator for a couple years before coming back, because that's a place that cuts your paycheck.
Mhm.
And to really understand how they operate, I think it completely changes your perspective having worked in one
Oh,
versus
yeah.
what you thought they did.
Yeah. So growing up on a family cash cropping farm, we usually bought our fertilizer from the co-op in town. This last year, I'm talking with my dad. Obviously, I had the experience with commodity trading. I had some of the experience here as it was a couple weeks in. And I'm calling him, what's your plan with the corn? What's your plan with the soybeans? And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna sell it to the co-op to get some fertilizer back. And I'm like, okay, well, we got to change that. So it's always fun because I kind of bounce strategies off my dad, and he's stubborn, so he doesn't like it when I am talking about this and know a little bit more than he does.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, you gotta know what you're doing, and you have to understand the markets, what the markets are gonna do. You have to, especially being in a co-op, like if you're gonna work with a co-op, you got to understand the markets.
Yeah. So you had a lot of experience on the operational side
Mhm.
and behind the desk. Um, Talk a little bit about some of those experiences, because you kind of got a little bit of both, which I think is a little unusual. We've definitely tried to push our internship more that way.
Yeah. So behind the desk, I did a lot of contracts. I did some calling. Obviously, I have some time left here, but um, just doing the computer stuff, that's kind of where I excel at. I'm really good at, putting together an Excel spreadsheet, calling people, being on the phone, meeting new people. But the grain grading, that came a little bit harder to me. I'm not going to lie. Um, it was definitely like, okay, I'm calculating moisture. What does that mean
Mhm.
for, when it goes in the bin, or I'm calculating the oil. Obviously, that's, you know, what do we do with the oil? That just goes on the scale ticket. So that was kinda definitely kinda hard to learn, like, what does all this mean? And Ethan can attest to this. I ask a lot of questions. I'm like a 3-year-old. I'm like, "Why does this? Why this?" I've loved it. The grain grading process has definitely taught me a lot more about, what we want to see out of our crops, the high yields, low moisture, um, versus other things,
Yeah.
low test weight. I learned to know what to look for, especially, like, when doing canola crushes. I'm sitting there, because we crush it on a piece of tape, and then we look at the tape and just seeing, like, all the different colors. It's like, "Okay, what do we need? What do we need to look for?" And so that's always been fun to kind of point out, "Okay, this one's green, this one's" what is it, brown? Yeah, so it's always been fun to see.
Yeah. Well, I know the plan is still, you do still have some time left. You're not done until when's your roughly last kind of day?
Like, around August 15th.
Okay. So we got a few more weeks left. I know before combines roll, our plan is to get out, walk a couple fields, and
Mhm.
do some yield calculations, estimate what we're going to have. So we're still working on that stuff. But yeah, it's been great having you here. Any final words to anybody considering an internship with Horizon Resources?
Definitely do it. It's a lot of fun. At least apply. Meet Ethan and Levi. They're very good people. You learn a lot from them both. Um, and if you end up doing it, everybody is so welcoming. They're gonna be nice to you no matter what. Everybody has been so welcoming with open arms. I'm really sad to leave. That's gonna be a hard day for me, but it was a good summer and I've really enjoyed myself. I couldn't imagine spending it anywhere else.
Awesome. Well, we've really appreciated having you, Amelia. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to On the Horizon. If our conversation today sparked your interest, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Stay connected by following @Horizon Resources Co-op on Facebook and Instagram and explore the world of agriculture with us. We're excited to continue bringing you real conversations with Horizon Resources industry partners, member owners, and employees, discovering more about your local neighbors and community friends. Until next time, keep looking towards the horizon.
Horizon Resources, solutions for your success.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not to be used or considered as an offer or a solicitation to buy or sell commodities. Horizon Resources does not make any representation, warranty, or guarantee as to the completeness, accuracy, timeliness, or suitability of any information contained within any part of this podcast. Horizon Resources does not accept any liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use or reliance on such information. Whilst the information provided has been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, Horizon Resources does not attest to its accuracy or completeness. Horizon Resources reserves the right to change any source without restriction or notice. The information herein is indicative only and is subject to change.